Hi, Aishwarya Lekshmi. Welcome to Film Companion South.
Hello, hi. Thank you so much, sir. I've
So,
been waiting to have this interview.
oh, good. Me too, because I'm a big
Yes.
fan of yours. Mayanadi is one of my all-time favorite movies, and what you did with that character is one of my all-time favorite female performances. So, I think my wait is like kind of, this has been a long wait for both of us to kind of do this e-meet together. So,
Yes. Thank you so much.
uh, it,
I love how you take interviews, and it's like I promise I will not speak about it, but it's like a milestone for me to be here in front of you, to be interviewed by you. This is a
Okay,
big thing.
so I'm just going to say it's a milestone for me to be meeting the heroine of Mayanadi, because again, like I said, it's one of my all-time favorite female performances. So let's just get that out of the way,
Okay,
and
done.
start with at what point in Jagame Thandhiram did you realize that the title was the song name of a Rajnikant movie from a Rajnikant movie?
To be honest, I realized it while we were having our promotions.
You did not know till
Yes,
then.
I did. No, because I'm a person who have seen only few movies in my life, like my entire life. When I was growing up, I watched just maybe 6 movies in total. That's it.
I think I should just say stop and like let's not do this interview anymore. I'm like,
I
yeah,
know, but I just wanted to
yeah,
be honest.
like like a person who's watched 6 movies all their life versus a person who watches 6 movies a day. It's like I'm not sure this is
Yeah.
going to work out. It's like
No,
so.
I'm getting better. I promise.
So when you took up Jagame Thandhiram, it's a at many levels it's a no-brainer, right? There's a big director, a big actor, like a bigger industry than the one that you're from, even though you guys make far better movies. So there is like at one level there is not much to kind of say, do I want to make this movie or not? But was there something more than just this combination and this packaging? Something about the role itself that made you say, listen, I need to do this movie?
Like you said, the packaging was brilliant. The director, the actor, the production house, and it helped the fact that we were shooting the movie in London, so I was all the more interested. But more than all of these things, I think the story that they are trying to say in the film is beautiful. It has a soul. Um, it is packaged in a good way, as in even the story. It has what do I say? It has gangster drama, it is gangster fights, and all those things are happening. But still, there's a beautiful story that my character has. Actually, every other character that's there in the film mm, has something that you cannot just ignore.
Okay.
Has a story of themselves, of the character that you will feel something for. So when he narrated that, and he actually didn't narrate just my portion. He actually told me about few of Georgie Chatton's character, of the Peter's character, James Costner's character. So it was really nice.
So you got like bits and pieces of narration as opposed to like the
Yes.
whole story.
I no no, I got the whole story, and I also got extra about every other character. Usually when they give narration to a heroine, they stick to what the heroine does in the story. But instead, for Jagame, I actually got bits and pieces from every other character, from Dhanush's character, from Jojo Chatton's and James Costner's as well.
Wonderful.
And the other characters, while I was shooting, I was able to notice that every other character in the film is important.
At some point during this whole shooting in London, which was exciting for you in various other ways, you managed to sneak away with Dhanush for a screening of Asuran.
Yes, all of us actually in
Okay.
Kent.
What happened there? I mean, like you just said, let's go watch a Tamil movie. What is that?
So Asuran was releasing on that particular day in outside of India, and we were shooting in Kent, and I think the producers and Karthik sir decided to just take us all for the film, and all of us were very excited. And Manja Chechi was there, so I was whistling in the theater, and I still remember Dhanush sir asked me, "Namakala whistle podadu, Manja Chechi varumbodhu whistle podra." My Tamil is bad, but yes, that's what he
That's
said.
perfectly fine.
Just
So yeah, so
yeah.
this is like, what was it like watching, like a, I mean, was the theater filled with Indians or was it filled with like a cross kind of audience, or what was it like?
It was filled with our crew. It was just our crew, all of us, and all of us are Dhamsa's fan. And plus the movie was so engaging right from the beginning that I don't know. We did everything that we would do in a theater in India, in Chennai. We were whistling, we were clapping, we actually threw some confetti on the air and all those things. So beautiful, and we were actually there in London for the past 2 months, and I think this gave us a little bit of familiarity also. Somehow we were transported back home from
Right. You were
from
like
in between
little
all
less
that.
homesick or something like that. So,
Yes, yes.
yeah. Now, I'm assuming you cannot tell us much about your particular character in Jagame, other than the fact that maybe she's a Sri Lankan Tamil and maybe she's a nightclub singer, is kind of what we're getting from the trailer.
Yeah.
Is
That's
there anything that's pretty much what we can talk about, right?
yes.
Okay, let's talk about this amazing way your career just happened. One day you're in Nyandigal and Natal Oridavela. You have the small sweet role with Nivin, and it's like it's not central or anything like that. And then boom, like the next film is Mayanadi. I mean, and both released in the same year. One is in September, one is in December. What is this huge leap that happened, and how did it happen? I mean, I'm saying that's a very nice movie. I love Nyandigal, but the point is
Yeah.
that from a small kind of, almost like a supporting kind of role, to one of the biggest like combinations in the Malayalam film industry, Ashika Kapoor, Sham Pushkaran, that to that kind of thing. So
To be honest, it is while I was acting in Nanda that I wanted to be an actor. While I was acting in Nanda, I actually, before I started acting in Nanda, it was just I'll just go try. I'll see if I like acting. Because I always wanted to just see how it will be, to be an actor. And it was just a feeling. But while I was acting and actually post the movie's shoot, I missed the entire process of it. I missed being on set, being told what to do, and messing it up, because I messed a lot. Even though I have only few scenes, I've messed all of it while I was acting in London. And but it gave me this desire to be a better actor, to want bigger parts. I was not at all satisfied with what I did in the film. That I wanted a bigger character, wanted a story in which I was central, and I think maybe I desired for it so much that it somehow manifested. And I went for. I was doing house agency at that time while I was acting in Nandigal and Atla. I stopped, took a leave, and went for an acting workshop for a month. I thought I would have learned it all, and then Mayanadi happened somehow. Or I auditioned, I got selected.
So did that? Just sorry to interrupt, but did Mayanadi, the audition happen after the completion of Nyandigal?
Yes.
Okay.
But the movie hadn't released yet. So I think by November of 2016 we had finished Nyanda, and I had given myself a time frame. If I don't get anything by say Feb, I'll go join the acting workshop, which was scheduled for April. So nothing happened. And March, before going for the workshop, I gave one audition for my MBA and I went. And midway between April, they called me back for the second round of auditions, and I didn't want to come. I didn't want to come because I thought, what is the point? I'll never get selected. That's how I thought, and my friend actually asked me to come audition. It's only because she posed that I auditioned again at the second round for my MBA.
Oh my God! So you owe your career
Yes.
to this friend.
Yes. Steffi Savior, that's her name. She's a costume designer in Malayalam cinema.
Now the whole film is filled with amazing scenes. But when I interviewed, Tovino Thomas a few weeks ago, I asked him about this one line that became this big breakout line from the movie, which is "Sex is not a promise," and he had his his explanation for why it became so like popular and why so many people related to it, and it, because it was like for something like that to come in a Malayalam film, and that too from a woman, like it just was just groundbreaking in so many levels. What was your reaction like when you read it in the script, and when you just processed it and what it did?
I haven't read a script of Mayamadi. There was no screenplay. They did have a skeleton, but we were adding scenes and we were adding the dialogues while we were shooting. So I remember Shyam Pushkaran asked me, told me that this is the gist of the scene. So you are telling him, so he says something in Malayalam, like, idoru promise alla. Ippa nadannathu oru promise alla, that's all. Uh, and he just told me this is the idea of the scene. That you were happy. You were happy because of what happened before, and doesn't mean that you've decided on anything.
Yeah.
And you just wanted to share this happiness. He is the person you've always shared with. That's all. I never, in my wildest dreams, thought that I'm saying an iconic line that will be remembered by audiences who love Malayalam cinema. I never thought. Uh, Even after I said it, even after I saw it in theaters, I never thought that. But when people started telling me about the scene, there was one lady who said, women are not given the freedom to express like that. Women are usually like, you're supposed to be Sati Savitri and all those things. So someone saying it aloud actually give a little bit more freedom or ease in that direction. Maybe. Yeah, you can enjoy sex and not take it to the other level. Like, yeah, you should get married to me now. There's nothing like that. Yeah. That was, I think, a blessing that I got to say that line, and I got the entire movie and the character. But what can I say about it?
No, I'm just saying. But when Shyam says "Idur promise Allah," what made the line come out in English later? Like, why wasn't it in?
I think I was more comfortable saying it in English. Or maybe I was not comfortable, which is why I said it in English. I'm not very sure, because I was not sure of the process in which what I'm acting while I was acting then. It just happened. I understood the character because they explained it to me so well.
Yeah.
I still don't know the process of how I did that. I need such brilliant filmmakers with me to act well. So I think I cannot tell you why or how it happened. That movie is magic for me. Everything about that movie is magic. So I'm guessing it's some magic.
Some magic. Yeah, I think it's a magical movie for many people. You said for Malayali audiences, but I think for non-Malayali audiences as well. I think it's just been this amazing experience that whole crew, cast and crew, just took you through, because it's very, very hard to find a romantic movie with that flavor. That's what makes it so special with that kind of a thing. So
it's so sad that I cannot watch that film anymore. Like, I'm so detached from it, and I don't want to watch it. I've watched it maybe thrice in theaters, but that's it. I've never watched it post that.
Oh my God. Okay.
I don't even hear the songs. I'm so detached from the movie.
Detached? I mean, that's an odd
word.
Why?
It's a very odd word. As in, I watch a movie to have an escape. Like, say for 2 hours, I will not be thinking about anything else while I'm watching a movie. And Mayanadi, for me, I can see myself doing the film, myself doing the character. So it takes away all the magic that everybody else gets. I don't get that anymore.
But by that logic, then you shouldn't be able to watch any of your films, right?
Yeah, which is the case. I noticed only the things that went wrong while I was acting.
Right. Oh, okay. So that thing, as opposed to, like you're saying that, okay, that was such a magical thing. I don't know if it, it's not that. It's more like you kind of being critical of yourself, kind of. That's more like that.
Yes. Plus, everybody kept appreciating the film so much that I was like, at one point I actually became very detached. I am still very detached from the film. I am happy that so much appreciation has come my way because of the film, but I don't know, I cannot own it, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. So, and then from there you jump to Varatan and you're acting with Fahad Fasil, who I think post the OTT, phenomenon has become this legend, which is like, that everyone's talking about. What I'm going to ask you is basically, is he a normal person? Does he fumble his lines? I want to know something that will make Fahad Fasil a human being. It's like, does he does he fumble his lines? Does he like fart jokes? I mean, what is this? What is the real Fahad Fasil like? I mean, because everyone's like, we all, and I'm guilty of it as well, because performances are so out there that we've built him up to be this legend. And I'm like, please tell me one or two things about Fahad that makes him a very normal, ordinary human being.
He gets sleep cramps. Does that make him human? Like, we were shooting for one particular scene where my character Priya is talking to Evie about this is a wedding anniversary, and there was this couple who was married for so long, and all those scenes. And we kept shooting that scene. We were actually having, I think it was wine in the sequence. And okay, am I supposed to say this in an interview? I'm
You are.
so not
Please
sure.
You've already said it, so just carry on.
Okay, fine. Yeah, all right. So we were having wine in the shot, and Fahad couldn't. Like Fahad was taking so many takes because he was sitting on the floor, and it was really rough, and he couldn't. His knee was getting bruised or something, and midway between the scene, he was not happy about how it was happening. It was not coming out organically for him. So he kept taking so many takes, and I was getting more and more drunk because every other.
This is awesome. This is process. When an actor's process, this is amazing.
Yeah, I know. My God, I shouldn't have told this aloud. Okay, but by the end of the take, I mean, this was super easy for me. This particular scene, I was enjoying it, especially because I think wine was also involved. And I think Fahad was not very happy with the entire thing that's happening. And it was a sixth take or something, and we were watching the scene behind the monitor. It was already gone, very tipsy. And I was like, wow, why are you taking so many takes? Yeah, this is so easy. And to this day, I cannot believe I told that to Fahad Fasil. Like, I've already done it. Why can't you just finish this so that we can go? It came out like that. That's not what I intended to say, but it came out like that. Yeah. So does that make him human?
So that was because of his knee cramps.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Somewhat human, I guess. But I was kind of looking for something more. But yeah. But I think at least the legend has come down a bit, which is kind of handleable.
He gets knee cramps.
Yeah, he gets knee cramps. Yeah. So that's the thumbnail for this interview. Fahad Fasil gets knee cramps. Now, this is a question I like to ask all actors because even though you're a fairly new entrant to the field, you've been up here for about four years, and each director has a way that they interact with actors. Like everyone's style is different. So I want to like mention the name of an actor, and I always love to hear this because this is part of the process of an actor and also the process of a director. So let's begin with Karthik Subbaraj. How does he direct you? I mean, like, how would he give you freedom? Would he say, "I want you to say this particular way"? What is the way he works with you?
We worked on the script long back. Long before we went in to shoot. I think I worked on the script with the ADs for about a month prior to shoot. And while we were shooting, Sir would send his first AD, Bala, is there. He would come give me instructions. But otherwise, he is not at all strict. He just wants me to bring in what I can to the character. And if there's something, if there's a minor change, he'll let me know how he wants it. Basically, he tries to get the mood of the scene right. He wants the character to be in that zone, where she's coming from, what has happened before. So he wants to get that equation right. That's what he does. He's never strict with the lines. He doesn't want me to pause somewhere. But there's nothing like that. He just gives me so much freedom that in turn, it actually doesn't give me any stress. Usually when directors are very strict with their lines, instead of focusing on the emotions, I focus more on the dialogues, and then I lose both of them. That's how I end up fumbling a scene, messing up something. But with Sir, since he was not strict on anything else other than getting the mood right, I think it was way easier.
When you said if he's not satisfied with some little thing, he'll tell you. How would he tell you? Would he enact it, or would he just like tell it in words, or how?
Just tell it in words. He will never enact anything. I think that's not just with me. He's a director like that. He doesn't enact anything.
Okay.
Just says.
Yeah. What about Ashik Kapoor?
Same thing. I think Shyam spoke more to me than Ashik. Like he was the one who was explaining things. Same process. just minor corrections, some words they would want in the scene. They'd bring that in. Maybe a pause they would need somewhere while I was delivering the dialogue. That would be there, but otherwise, not at all strict. The easiest way to work is like that, when you can bring your own thing into the scene.
Okay, so which means that you get you're most comfortable when you get an outline of the scene, an outline of the dialogue, and then you say it the way you would say it.
Yes, but I would be able to say it that way because I've already gotten an understanding of the character, understanding of the scene, and everything from the director.
Yeah. Because I was wondering, because otherwise everybody might start sounding like Aishwarya Lekshmi, right? So that's how do you prevent that from happening?
So, which also happens actually. I'm actually I'm like I've been told by my closest friends that sometimes you repeat the same expressions or the same way that you end up saying the dialogues or something. So I have been trying to see how differently I can do every character. So that is a process actually. I'm still learning and I'm still trying to get better.
Okay. So we spoke about Jagame Thandhiram. We spoke about Mayanadi. What about Mani Ratnam? You're doing Ponniyin Selvan with him. What is his process like?
The way he explains the scene is beautiful. Like I remember tearing up on the previous day of the first day. So the next day we are going for shoot, and sir is explaining how how the song goes into a scene, from the song the continuum to a scene. And then I started tearing up because it was Mani Ratnam explaining his film, explaining the scene, and I'm part of his film, and it was again a milestone for me. Yeah, his process is he explains his scene as such. He explains to the T what the characters feeling in the scene. Mostly the emotion of the character. He doesn't enact again. So he explains the scene, and then he wants me to do it a particular way. He'll ask me to do it a particular way, and that will be the first maybe 1 or 2 takes. And then if at all I couldn't get one thing right or something, then he would let me do it my way. So the first 2 or maximum 3 takes, he doesn't go for more than that. He will want me to perform it his way. That could be anything. That could be a delivery of the dialogue. That could be looking at a particular place at one point while we are seeing the dialogues. And because this is set in prior to when we had knowledge of how people behaved. We don't have any.
There's no record or anything like that.
There's no recorded evidence of how people spoke or anything. So we had to bring in a lot of imaginary things into it. So don't know if I'm wording it correctly, but
yeah, that must be fun because you for a to kind of like however magical Mayanadi is, it's still a present day character, whereas this is possibly the first time you're not just playing somebody from the past, but like you don't even know how such a person would have actually behaved or been or spoken or whatever it is. So that must have been the excitement of the whole thing. So
so now I'll say this is how they behave. This is the recorded evidence right now. Now you'll have to believe this.
What about Amal Neerad, who Bharatan?
Yeah, sir is very strict, but the lines about how he wants the scene. So this is right after Mayanadi. So this was a huge shift for me. I was scared about every other scene that I was doing in the film. And I think which prepared me for multiple films post that, where the director wanted the exact words in the exact same order. He wants me to stress on a particular thing somewhere, everything to the T by the script. There's no change. You can't bring in your own script into this, nothing. So sir is like that.
So he has it all in his head, and he's basically kind of makes you do that kind of what he has in his head.
He doesn't. He doesn't like it when we do it our way. Maybe because the script required that also. It was a slow progression of a film. So he wanted things to happen a particular way. So he was a little strict also.
Okay. The fifth director I'm going to ask you about is a director you haven't yet worked with, which is Gopi Ganesh. You're doing your first Telugu
Okay.
film, Godse, with him.
Yeah.
How do you get a sense of a director? Because in the sense that, did you go and watch Bluffmaster to see what kind of a filmmaker he was? Like that's his earlier film, or are you just convinced by the way they feel about the script or the way they narrate to you? How do you, because ultimately you have to make a decision whether this is,
Yeah.
how does that work when, like, the person is not that known a name, like how do you make that
Mm-hmm.
decision?
So, actually, I've finished about 1.5 months of shoot for that film right now.
Okay.
Yeah. But to go back to how I made the decision of doing the film, I did see Bluffmaster. I listened to the narration. Initially, I didn't want to do it. Initially, I was so, no, I cannot see myself as this character. She's a police officer. I couldn't see myself doing that. And Telugu is very scary for me. I didn't know the language at all. Tamil, at least, because I'm a Malayali, I understand bits and pieces.
Right.
But Telugu, I don't. So I was scared that I'll go and fumble, mess up my lines, make a fool of myself while I was shooting for the film. But actually, I spoke to Sir for like, I think 3 days, 4 days after he narrated the story to me. He was not, um, I mean, he and the writer narrated together over a Zoom call, actually. Um, and I think it was more the fact that I could speak to him. I could speak freely to him. I could understand him. He's a very powerful person, like we say in Malayalam. He doesn't, it doesn't matter to him that I'm taking so much time to understand something. He gives me the time. So I think that is the reason why I thought, okay, I'll do. But I did see Bluffmaster.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when nowadays we are finding a lot of people from within the Malayalam film industry branch out quite a bit, much more than
Hmm.
their predecessors did, because even as far as like Mammootty Mohanlal, you'd find the odd movie that they do in Tamil or whatever it is, like Company in Hindi, whatever. But largely, they stuck to the Malayalam film industry.
Yes.
Whereas now you're finding a lot of people kind of branching out and into other industries. Your Jagame, for instance, Godse, for instance. Is this I mean, obviously it's not just because you're not getting scripts in Malayalam, because there are the most brilliant scriptwriters in Malayalam. But is this also so that you can expand your presence? Is this a career strategy kind of thing, or or is it just, this is a good role, I don't care about the language, I'm just going to go do it?
It's a bit of both,
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Initially, I wanted to do more languages. No, actually, in the beginning, I think post Varathan, I was scared of doing any other language film because I knew I was so comfortable in Malayalam. And I think in Malayalam, even if I'm acting in any other language, I think in Malayalam. So the way the character expresses, if it might not be the same when you're doing it in any other language, if you're thinking and doing it in Malayalam. But post Varathan, I was scared for a while, and then I auditioned for a particular Tamil film. They didn't take me, I don't want to say. But I found that experience very interesting. I found that I could actually talk in Tamil, and the thinking process is I have to think in Malayalam first, then understand the sequence, then talk to a person who knows Tamil very well, and then convert. So there's a lot of translation involved in the brain. But I understood that I could do it. It was not something impossible. And because of that, I wanted to do other language films. And I thought I was not a quick learner in languages. I remember texting Dulquer Salman after seeing Mahanati. He was brilliant. Like, his Telugu was so good. I don't know Telugu, but it sounded very much Telugu. Like it didn't sound like there was any pronunciation error or anything like that. And my friends who know Telugu said he was good as well. So I texted him. I asked him, "How do you do this?" And he told me he's always been good with languages. Mm, Thankfully, I'm a quick learner as well. So I think once I started doing Tamil films and Telugu, I've been able to understand. Telugu, I can understand. I cannot speak easily, but I still understand. Tamil, I
Right.
can speak easily also. Just that
Right.
grammar will go haywire.
But tell me, just going back to that question, you said that you were not
Yeah.
convinced so much by the Godse character
Mm.
because she's a cop. Was it
Yeah.
you were not comfortable playing a cop? Was that it?
I couldn't see myself initially like that.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Is it a bit
And
larger than life or something like that? Is it that?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes, there is. Again, it's a film that hasn't released, so I cannot talk more about it. It was not like the characters that I've played before.
Right. Right.
It's a little bit more cinematic, even considering the scenes. You know, it's a bit more larger than life. That's a word you would use.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I was not very convinced initially, and then I thought, okay, I'll give it a try. I'll see. And that is because I had a rapport with the director. That's because I understood that he'll be fine. He'll be patient even if I take 50 takes.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But
I'm
did
very
you
capable of that.
did you find it like freeing in a way? Because see, for example, the Tamil and Telugu film industries are larger than life. Malayalam is a
Mm.
little more realistic. So India consists of all kinds of uh, textures and flavors in filmmaking, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But so did you feel that this Godse kind of freed you up in a way, in terms of how you think about a role?
Actually, the lockdown and everything that's happening, and I watch a lot of movies right now. That process actually freed me up a lot. So, which in turn helped me while I was performing in Godse. I was okay if something was required, like, for example, I can talk about the walk. There was a particular way they wanted me to walk. She's a very confident. So, for me, as a Malayali actor who's been acting in Malayali films, I would do a normal walk. If I'm a police officer, I'll do a normal walk. I wouldn't care about the style of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But Telugu style matters. So even if she's a police officer, she'll wear heels. Even if she has to run, she'll run in heels. So I'm able to accept all this because I think I've been jobless all this time during lockdown and Corona, and I've been able to think. And I notice that I enjoy these films when I'm seeing Telugu films. I enjoy the style factor. I enjoy even in for Tamil films. I enjoy what Nayanthara is wearing in a particular song sequence. I'm glued to the TV when she is there. So I feel why not? If this is entertainment industry is also present because audience like something.
Exactly. Yeah,
These kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
stories are made because audience like something. So I did not want to limit myself. So that is a freeing process that happened.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So right now I want to do. I'm a very bad dancer. I actually want to dance in a film. I want to do characters like a Malayalam equivalent would be Army of Summer in Bethlehem. She's a live wire like a type of character. I could never see myself in something like that because I feel like I might not be good. But right now I want to try.
Right.
I'm brave enough to try now.
Yeah, you should get Sai Pallavi to teach you.
Yes, yes, yes. She's a very good friend actually.
That's amazing.
Yes, yes.
You just spoke about like your sensibilities being freed up and all. What are your filmic sensibilities like, in the sense that let's take like, what are some of, let's say I want you to choose 5 film heroine roles in Malayalam cinema from an earlier era that you would like to do. What would those 5 roles be?
If you told me that I just have to take my favorite Malayalam film female characters, then would have been easy. But since you asked me that I have to do, it's going to be really tough.
No, but the point is that you are going to, with every film your experience level is going to get better. You're going to get more comfortable. So I'm just it's a hypothetical question. So, but what is your sensibility? Is what I'm trying to say. I would like to do this role. I would, that kind of a thing.
My all-time favorite role of Shobana ma'am in Malay, that character that she plays in Malay, I would love it if I could do it now. And this I think is also because it's more of in my comfort zone. I feel like I can do it. In Malay, I think she's in a place where she forgets I mean, because of the accident, she forgets a lot of her past, and it actually has a small personal connection. I have a, I forget a lot. I mean, not the entire thing, but I because of a medical condition that I have hypothyroid and all that, so I forget, and it is not easy for me to actually um, like know that I've met this person, and but I cannot remember. And it is not like how you say, because you meet so many people, that's why you forget. It's not that. I actually forget. I've forgotten chunks of my college life and all that. So I think because of that, I have a personal connection to the character. I want to know how I would look like playing that, or what would be the process while I'm doing that character. So, which is why Innale comes first. Um, then Manichitratal, because it is the most entertaining film that I've watched as a child and growing up. That's the film that I've watched most repeatedly. And I love when Shobana ma'am dances. Just love it. I've seen her perform in Kerala State Awards when my friend received the state award. I was present and she was dancing, and I remember being transfixed to one point and just watch her. She's so graceful. Uh, she's so good. So that Manchitra, and then Spadigamla Urvashi ma'am role. Tulsi is beautiful, and she's so funny, and again she is so charming. You won't watch anything else, only because it's Lalsa that I watched the other person also, because otherwise I wouldn't watch anything else when she's on screen. And
Right.
that song that she does, Parumalavi, brilliant, beautiful she is. So that, and
Actually, it's very, very amazing that you say Spadikam, because I was gonna I was thinking of questions to ask you, and I was gonna ask you, would you see yourself playing Mohanlal's role in Spadikam? Because today we have a lot of interesting things happening where it's no longer that men can play only these characters and women
yeah.
can play only these characters. It's like a lot of like I was speaking to Manju Warrior sometime about Chaturmukham, and I said that it's amazing that Sunny Wayne played that character next to her, because it's usually in the 80s or something, that would be the woman's role. The man would be the
Uh-huh.
person cracking the mystery or whatever it is. Here it's the reverse. So
Yeah.
I was actually going to ask you, do you see yourself doing the Lal character in Spadigam? So this is like an amazing coincidence.
I
So,
would love to. I would love to. See, this is what the lockdown has done to me. Earlier, I would have been scared, but right now, I would love to. That's one character you will never forget. You've
yeah.
seen that film once, and I'm a person, like I told you, I forget a lot. I cannot remember. Uh, I would love one film, but I wouldn't be able to remember the title of the same. Um, so this film, I remember everything. I remember every scene. The way he just catches Silk Smita's hand and walks through the road. Everything,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
single
in
thing.
front of his
I
father.
noticed.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
yes, that too, in front of his father. The small, he's very sexy in the film. This is the, the image forming times. I watched this movie while I was in my teens, or much later. This is one of the few movies I watched when I was a child.
this
One
is
of
one
the
of the
few
six.
movies.
This is one of the six
One of the
films.
six,
Yeah.
yes, yes. The other being CID Musa, Misha Madhavan, and I forgot.
Okay. Manish is the third.
Pattabhishek. Manchitratal. Yeah, that too. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, I have two more left, no?
yeah.
Okay, this is one film that I watched very recently. Deshadna Kiligal Karyarala. That's a film. I watched it very recently. I am so thankful I watched it recently, because earlier I wouldn't have understood anything, because it's so ahead of its time, and it's beautiful the way he actually tells the story, and how these two characters, Kartika and Shari, I liked how they had conflicts in their life prior, and they found their solace in each other. And he's never saying it out loud that these people are, in a lesbian relationship. Then he's not saying it out loud. And maybe when if I had watched this movie before, I might not have been able to figure it out. So right now I understand that. I understand the love that is there.
Right.
So yeah, 5. 2 of them, so 5.
Oh, that's cheating. You have to give me one more. Yeah, that's kind of
Okay, I'll give you 2 more. Manju Warrier from Kannadi Pottankotta, Manju Warrier from Summer in Bethlehem.
someone of that. I was
Summer
going
in
to ask you that
Bethlehem,
because you mentioned
yeah,
that earlier. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
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 Summer in Bethlehem because obvious, because the entire film is entertaining. The entire film makes you forget where you are. Just very every other actor is entertaining, and the Niranjan bit that is there in the end, it stays. And Kannadi Pottankotta for her. I don't. Okay, I cannot remember much of the movie, but her I remember. I remember frames where her hair was loose and they had this close-up shot of her eyes. I remember all that.
Lovely.
Yeah.
So yeah, thanks so much for your time, Aishwarya. It was a pleasure talking to you, and all the best for Jagame Thandhiram.
Thank you so much.
Hopefully, we'll finally find out what your character is very soon. On the 18th, we'll know what you've really
Yes.
done. So
Yes.
all the best. This is your first non-Malayalam release, right?
No, Action had released before.
Oh, Action. Yeah,
Uh,
the Vishal
yes.
one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Okay. Anyway, so all the best and thanks again.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Bye.